This video comes from a user named William. The setting, a hospital. What you're seeing is footage from a security camera monitoring a room. I want you to pay attention to the white bed. In the center of the image, there's a patient sleeping there. But if you look closely at the side of the bed, there seems to be something like a kind of mist or fog moving around. Although it doesn't have a defined human shape, what's unsettling is exactly how it moves. A lot of people might think it's dust or digital noise from the camera, but the way that mist seems to lean toward the patient and refuses to separate from him would make anyone doubt. Since this happens in a hospital, many people on the internet theorize that it could be a guardian spirit, maybe the ghost of someone who already passed away there. What do you think? Is it a camera error or is it something else? The following video was uploaded to a video site in the Middle East. The man recording lives in a house known for having a history of accidents, a stigmatized property. He claimed to feel an evil presence and constant fear day after day. Seeking divine protection, he decided to recite prayers in his own home. However, what the camera recorded immediately afterward is very terrifying. As the sacred words echo in the room, a female figure slowly walks out from the darkness of the adjacent room. It's the man's wife, but something is very wrong. Far from joining the prayer, she starts laughing loudly, as if mocking her husband's words. Her expression is unrecognizable. Her gaze is vacant and her smile unnaturally wide, as if she had surrendered her body to another entity. Sensing danger, the man and his friend chose not to provoke her and watched cautiously. Minutes after this video, the woman collapsed. When she woke up, she didn't remember anything at all about what had happened. The video's author strongly believes his wife was possessed by something evil. Did an entity react violently when hearing the prayers? Did the sacred words cause a purification? Or did they simply awaken the beast that sleeps in that house? Maybe something that mocks faith still lurks in that home. This video comes directly from Brazil. It's a disturbing recording captured by a group of YouTubers. They decided to investigate an abandoned ruin, a place locally famous for dark rumors. It is said that after a series of accidents and tragedies in the past, entities that do not belong to this world have taken over this place. While they were exploring this decrepit and forgotten building, their cameras captured something hard to believe. group moves forward cautiously. We see peeling walls, broken windows, and stairs covered in unsettling graffiti. The place itself seems to emanate a very heavy atmosphere, as if it were alive. But just as they tried to go down to the lower floor, they noticed something in the room at the back, a head. Something was there, staring at them from the darkness. Even though the surroundings were in complete darkness, the eyes of that creature shone with an unnatural light, staring directly at the camera. Terrified by this sudden apparition, the group froze before mustering the courage to check the place where they saw the entity. They didn't find anyone. It's rumored that ancient religious rituals were performed in these ruins, turning it into a portal to the other side. Some viewers claim that the head belongs to a demon or maybe a madman who lives there, while others link it to past disappearance cases. Whatever it was, that figure in the darkness seemed to be issuing a warning to those who dared to cross into its territory. Let's go to Russia with ghost hunter Dennis. He entered an abandoned mansion rumored to be home to an evil witch. What he found there left him speechless. Dennis walks through the house where the air feels heavy and damp. Suddenly, the furniture starts to move. A mirror and a shelf shake violently in front of him, as if the house itself were screaming at him to get out. Despite his fear, Dennis keeps recording. But the terror grows as he passes by a bedroom. Something invisible seems to lunge at him from the darkness. Although not shown on camera, he describes the physical sensation of an attack. Dennis had to abort the mission. They say an old woman mysteriously vanished from that house and neighbors avoid discussing it. After this visit, he suffered from illnesses and constant nightmares. Whatever lives in that mansion doesn't want visitors, and it's very capable of following you all the way to your own home. Chuck, the mind behind the channel Condition Orange, guides his audience on immersive and exciting journeys to abandoned and historic sites. With a passion for uncovering the remnants of the past, his videos showcase ruined structures and eerie landscapes. But on this day, he would realize just how essential and unsettling these adventures can be. On a day marked by light rain, Chuck arrived at a huge abandoned prison in the south. This wasn't just a building, it was essentially an entire town, 80% abandoned. Armed with his camera, he was eager to document any mystery this expansive and forgotten site had to offer him.
Today we're at a prison in the south, a little bit of light rain. Other than that, the weather's beautiful, as you can see behind me. This thing is massive. There's a whole lot more on site. Essentially an entire town that is 80% abandoned. There are just other sections of this place that are massive, and we're going to see exactly what we can find.
As the exploration began, the immense scale of the place became immediately evident. The initial stillness was soon broken by a jarring discovery. As he turned a corner, Chuck saw something deeply unsettling: a mannequin. For a terrifying moment, he couldn't tell if it was real, sending a jolt of fear through him.
That was really sketchy. Look at this. I just saw this mannequin and wasn't sure at first if it was real. Yeah.
The atmosphere quickly became heavy, and the silence amplified the feeling that someone could emerge from the shadows.
This place is creepy.
I feel like I'm just gonna walk down and someone's gonna, come out.
The atmosphere quickly reemerged.
Just walk out one of these doors at random.
Hello.
Then, a strange echo echoed through the empty halls, followed by a door eerily opening and closing on its own, as if it were inviting them to venture deeper into this place.
It could have echoed from anywhere. Where do you think?
It was the door.
You sure?
It opened and closed by itself.
Venturing deeper, they found themselves in the solitary confinement section, a chilling reminder of the suffering contained within these walls. Chuck described the skeletal cells with a single small window, allowing minimal light.
This is definitely solitary. If you go in, it's bare bones. I bet they would have had a...
Yeah, keep going. One of these units. How many slept there? One or two?
This one. It was for the worst inmates.
The only light you get is that light up there.
The window. Is there one? That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you go nuts.
Yeah, this has been horrible. Could you imagine being in here? I don't know how long they were locked in here, but imagine being in the special housing unit for a week with just that tiny bit of light.
Yeah, it's a horrible one.
It's almost like we take sunlight for granted, but imagine if that was the only sunlight you were allowed for 7 days. Just that little bit. That's not enough for anything.
Later, exploring a different section, Chuck reflected on the rumored history of the place. A prison supposedly full of fake doctors who tormented the patients. A detail that brought to mind the movie Shutter Island.
I heard this place had a bunch of doctors in it, but they were fake doctors and they were doing the wrong stuff for the patients. They claimed to be doctors, but they weren't.
Kind of reminds me of Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Kind of the fake doctors.
Can you imagine a prison filled with doctors? But like, they just call themselves doctors to make themselves sound important, but they really weren't doctors.
I would be scared, dude. They could just say anything to you to make you believe it.
Yep.
This place is massive, dude.
This place is crazy. So you'll be here 2 weeks just exploring things.
The exploration led them to an unexpected discovery, a library where, against all odds, many books still remained on the shelves.
Wow, this is the first library I've visited where the books are actually here. Incredible. Most libraries I've been in, the books aren't even there. Like, people just steal everything. So the fact that the books are still here is actually really cool.
I just found an old picture of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton from the 70s. Look, Bill Clinton, man. They were a bunch of hippies back then, huh? Holy Jesus, that's Hillary Clinton right there. I don't know who the other guy is.
John Doerr during the impeachment inquiry of prisoner Richard Nixon.
Man, they love impeaching people, huh?
She just looks evil.
After further research, they decided to move on to a more promising section of the property.
Did a little bit of research online and came to realize this prison isn't that cool compared to a lot of the other ones on the property. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go back to the cars. We're going to drive over to another one on the property. The property is massive.
Stay tuned. It's much better than anywhere we've been today.
The vast penitentiary complex included several identical prisons, factory buildings, and a hospital.
Where were we planning to go? We might be able to see it now. There's another identical prison here and one over there. 3 of the same in this area. That area way over there is still the same property. You can see some factory buildings, another prison, and then the hospital.
But as they approached the next area, a sudden warning brought their exploration to an abrupt halt.
Hold on, get down, get down, get down. There's a cop.
He's serious.
Yep.
What's he doing?
Driving on the property.
You think he spotted us?
I don't know. When I noticed him, he was blocked from my sight. I just heard him.
They hid quickly, their hearts pounding. A black Charger drove away, eventually leaving them wondering why a police officer would be patrolling such an abandoned location.
It was a black Charger.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was his black Charger. All right, let's go back in.
Cops usually don't come in.
Abandoned places like this just want you to come out.
I know, so I'd rather leave before he arrives.
Despite the close encounter, they pushed on to the next prison and an old chapel.
We just made it to the other section. Right when we left the other prison, there was a cop just waiting there. Oddly enough, he didn't follow us or anything in the prison. You can see right behind me. Well, there's really not much to see right now. It doesn't look like much, but once we get in there, it's pretty cool. We also want to explore the chapel.
Deep inside the second prison, while exploring a surprisingly large library, a new alarm sounded. Loud sirens suddenly blared, causing both Chuck and his companion to freeze.
What was that? Yeah, should we go? No, what do you mean, no?
How can they see us?
Maybe they see our cars parked and then they...
Didn't sound like a police siren.
I have a bad feeling about the horns because we're the only ones here.
And what if they're parked at our cars? What if they're beeping to have us come out?
The unsettling thought came up quickly. Were these horns for them? They decided to check, hoping to avoid being seen. But soon, they saw a security guard in a white car confirming their worst fears.
Hopefully we don't get spotted.
Stay back.
Hey, he's probably wanting us to get out of here.
Yeah, is there another way out? I think he just called the cops.
Did he?
I hear another car. I think I see him burnt.
I see him burned.
Oh, someone's here. He's still.
Yeah, a white car.
Oh yeah, that is.
When confronting the security guard, they explained that they were just taking pictures. The guard informed them that trespassing was a common occurrence and that the police had already been called.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were just taking pictures. We can show you all the footage. We were just taking pictures.
Well, you can tell them, but as I was saying, I get it because we do this a lot.
You're just doing your job. I respect it.
How did you find out about that place?
On Google Maps.
I mean, most of the research that we do is just we go on maps and we just look at places that look abandoned. And then we just put a pin on it and come down here.
How often do you catch people here?
Oh, it isn't every day.
So we're just waiting on, the police to come down here.
Yeah, city police.
Gotcha, yeah.
We did go to the city. We're just police officers. We had to call them?
You got some IDs?
Yeah, dude.
They're okay inside the buildings.
Yeah,
Yeah, we went in.
we were just taking pictures.
I'm going to trespass you all from here since you're not allowed past these fences. You can walk around but can't go inside the buildings.
Got it.
Many of these prisons have unstable buildings. People have been injured inside, as you all know.
Right?
That's the last thing we want to see, all right?
Although it wasn't an arrest, this meant that any return would result in legal consequences. Chuck and his partner obviously decided to leave immediately.
We had a security guard beeping out front, and we knew it was for us, so we came out here. Essentially, they called the police down here to give us a no trespass. It's not on record, but if we come back and get caught trespassing again, we'll be arrested. It's probably best if we don't come back now. We're done for the day and leaving before we get into more trouble.
The sound of the horns may seem vital, but in the desolate emptiness of an abandoned prison, it takes on a very sinister meaning. Chuck and his partner faced not only the dangers of collapse, but also the very real threat of legal trouble. Chuck's exploration showed how quickly danger can escalate in forgotten places. But while his day ended with just a simple warning, others have faced encounters that defy any logical explanation. This clip belongs to a person named Shay. A couple of months ago, she was working as a babysitter taking care of a child. She was recording a video with her cell phone, maybe to send it to his parents. But days later, when she watched the video more calmly, her blood ran cold. I want you to look at the back of the room. Something dark appears behind her. If you zoom in, it looks like a head with long black hair peeking out. The scariest part is that when the child approaches that area, the figure quickly hides or disappears. Shai says there was no one else in the house. The figure reacting to the child's movements suggests it has intelligence or awareness. Is it a skilled intruder or something paranormal stalking the child? Honestly, it's very scary. This video comes from a quiet residential area in the United States. A security camera at the front door of a house captured a moment of pure psychological terror. Breaking the silence of the night, a strange figure appeared. He wears a handmade rough suit and what looks like an improvised demon mask. The intruder claims to be a demon and whispers that he has come to deliver a gift. He quietly sets a small cardboard box by the door and vanishes into the darkness without another word. When the video went viral, panic spread throughout the entire neighborhood. The police intervened, and thanks to the fingerprints left on the doorbell, they made an official announcement that they had identified the demon from the box. However, The details were never made public. Police stated that the box was empty and that there was no threat to the citizens, closing the case tightly. Was it just a bad joke? Many online doubted, speculating that withholding the identity and box contents has a darker motive. The urban legend of the demon in the box is still alive, and the question remains, what was really inside that package? The first stop for this YouTuber was an abandoned site where just entering, it already proved to be the first challenge, with an unstable and noisy fence setting an unsettling tone. Once inside, they cautiously navigated through dark and decaying rooms, quickly discovering signs of unexpected security measures. The motion sensors hinted at a watchful presence, and although they seemed inactive, they offered a false sense of security. However, the illusion of security was shattered when, without warning, a piercing alarm cut through the silence, sending a jolt of fear through them. Even though they hadn't touched anything, the sudden alert forced an immediate panic-filled exit, leaving them with more questions than answers about what or who had triggered the alarm. Shaken by the inexplicable alarm, the Rotting Might West team decided to abandon their initial plans and look for a new location. Soon they found themselves in an abandoned school, hoping for a less hectic, though equally unsettling exploration. What they discovered, however, was a place that held secrets far more complex and active than they could have imagined. Getting into the school was a challenge in itself, but once inside they were met with a disconcerting sight. The school, apparently abandoned not long ago, still held remnants of its previous life. Legos, books, and computers were left behind, creating a poignant, unsettling sense of a paused life. Abruptly, however, despite its recent abandonment, parts of the school were already destroyed, a strange inconsistency that quickly raised questions about its real story.
This school just went abandoned. How is it already trashed? Help, no alarm. I haven't seen any cameras yet.
As they ventured deeper, the search for motion detectors and cameras became a constant and uncomfortable ritual, highlighting their growing suspicion that maybe they weren't alone. The exploration took an even stranger turn when they discovered several floors leading to what they nicknamed a super basement. Intrigued, they examined the blueprints, which revealed an astonishing connection to a nearby church.
Oh, it does connect to the church. Once this water expired?
2023.
This intricate design, combined with observations of what appeared to be security and active surveillance, made them increasingly cautious.
I shouldn't touch it. Be careful. Be careful. No. Yeah, this could still be used, which is why the first floor is guarded.
The presence of seemingly guarded areas and active doors reinforced the unsettling feeling that this was not just an abandoned building, but possibly one still in use, or at least observed. The tension peaked with a very chilling discovery: small cameras strategically placed and the unsettling certainty that there were definitely still people there. This realization, along with the mysterious shopping cart and unsettling silence, made it clear staying was no longer an option. The team decided to make a quick exit, their previous curiosity now replaced by a palpable sense of fear and urgency. The escape itself proved to be as tense as the exploration itself. As they made their hurried departure, a suspicious car appeared, making them believe they might have been seen by someone. Maybe the authorities, or who knows, something much more sinister. To increase their chances of a clean getaway, they made the critical decision to split up, navigating the unfamiliar terrain in hopes of evading whoever might be watching. Exploring abandoned places is undoubtedly thrilling, but it also means venturing into the unknown, where the line between history and present danger can blur. This time, for Rotting Midwest, two separate incidents: an unexplainable alarm and the undeniable presence of watchful eyes in a supposedly abandoned school. The question is, what happens when the past isn't as empty as it seems? Thanks for watching. Only the brave get this far. Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more horror. Have some good nightmares.